Hey guys, I want to address a comment I got here by someone called Clad Lad. Shouts out Clad Lad. It says, I feel like your content could be much bigger than it is if you just spent some time looking into graphic design for thumbnails and more editing. You have an engaging voice that projects very well and is very identifiable, but something feels missing. They then go on to offer some assistance, which I appreciate, because I actually kind of did the same thing to another small YouTuber, bigger than I am now, I think. I'm pretty sure their video that I saw has way more views than any of these videos, but I left a similar comment, which was to this kid that made Minecraft videos, and the thing is his videos were it's one video I saw, it was very well edited, extremely well written, but his voice did not fit that video essay style. He didn't have that deep voice that people like Fit MC that's maybe one of his inspirations, or these other people that make video game lore videos have, where they have these very deep storyteller voices, voice actor voices. He didn't have that. And so I was like, what you should try to do is go a little bit more off the cuff. Basically the opposite of what this person is trying to tell me. Go a little bit less editing, go a little bit less written for this kid, because he didn't have that voice actor voice. But if you want to write something, if you feel like you're more of a writer, then write something and hire a voice actor or something like that. That's what I would do. See, I don't have a voice for video essays. I don't have that I appreciate him saying that, or Glad Lad saying that, you have an engaging voice that projects well and is identifiable. I appreciate that, and egotistically I agree. I just don't think it's a podcast voice. I think I have more of it could be a podcast voice. It's not, but it's not a voice actor voice. It's not it's not a speaking voice. It's not a narrator voice. And that's why I do these kinds of videos, is because I just know what character I can play. It's not that I can't edit, though. This is not me being defensive. It's just bringing up a big point this is the big point of the video, is that there's a difference between people that are intentionally holding back or limiting themselves versus people who are they want to shoot for the stars, but they can't quite reach them. And what I mean by that is, let's say there's someone who says I make DIY experimental rock music, and they're just some person that has never made a pop song in their life. They don't know how to write pop music, they don't know how to write a catchy song, they don't know how to mix a good song or make a song sound well mixed, and they never learned. So, but they still want to make music. So what they do is, and I've seen this a lot in the music scene, which is what I came from, and in the art scene, and every scene you see this. You see these people that they don't know how to technically do something. So what they do is they just write it off as experimental. You'll see it happen a lot with noise musicians, experimental musicians, lo-fi musicians especially. It'll be I'm a lo-fi artist, and it's well, are you trying to be a lo-fi artist, or are you just a lo-fi artist because you don't know how to do hi-fi? And that's the thing, that's the big thing I want to stress here, is that these videos are not meant to be hi-fi. And I don't say that coming from the standpoint of someone who doesn't have the access to making hi-fi things. I could. But if I'm going to do that, I'm going to put it into music, or I'm going to put it into an animated pilot, or animation in general, which is what I'm working on. An original animation, not the Oni Plays animateds that I did or anything. Those are just fun side projects. But, I am working on things that are way of higher quality, that have way more effort put into them. But they take a long time to put those things out, and YouTube, unfortunately, doesn't respond well to that. The easiest way I could make content, I figured out, was all you got to do is talk, have visual stimulation. You talk, you rant, you be human on a microphone, and you have some stimuli. Fucking Christ, I can't talk. Sorry, it's late. It's 2:36 a.m. You have some sort of stimuli. So I picked video games. I just put a video game in the background. It's pre-recorded. It is what it is. People watch Let's Plays. I watch a lot of Let's Plays. I watch a lot of podcasts. That's my favorite type of content. I wanted to make something where I could just get my opinion out there, my thoughts out there quickly without having to take the time to edit it a bunch. And these videos still take time because I hand draw every single thumbnail. But the one thing that this person did bring up was my thumbnails, and I agree with them. I will say, yeah, my thumbnails aren't very creative. I do want to do better thumbnails. I just did those because I thought they'd look a little bit more engaging and they'd pop out. But after the past week or so that it's been, 2 weeks maybe since I started doing these videos, yeah, I might change the thumbnails up. Who knows? But they're always going to be drawn by me. I'm always going to do that's going to be like, you know, defining features. I'm not going to do the Photoshop YouTube thumbnail thing, which like I don't know if that's I want my channel to have its own aesthetic. And I've been doing graphic design and editing and sound design for well over a decade now. I'm an old person, man. I'm almost 30 years old. So it's not that I can't do it. It's just that for these types of videos and for my voice specifically, it would not suit that slow, heavily edited, you know, style. It's like comparing like Trailer Park Boys to Community. Like, you know, I'm more of the Trailer Park Boys, which is like a very off the cuff fucking, you know, or maybe Always Sunny is because that's an American show. You know, it's like a very off the cuff, fast paced, just brain splatter kind of like show that's written like that versus like, you know, something like Community where it's like a very well tightly written, you know, thing, but it's still, they're both great and they're both different. Like they're both great, but you can't compare the two. And I guess I just did compare the two, but you can't. It's apples. It's like comparing apples to oranges. It's like you can compare the two, but it's comparing two completely different things. And so whatever. That's kind of how it feels with like rants like these, which are, in my opinion, I'm inspired by old YouTubers that I grew up on, like Silent Rob, shouts out, Blood Blitz, shouts out, you know, Ryan Higa, shouts out, back in the day, Ryan Higa, like he used to do the all those rants, and you know, there was just a big rant culture. I would just remember looking up the word rant on YouTube. Like you would just like be like, I hate this anime rant. I remember being just like so like obsessed with like loving Sonic that I'd be like fucking and I hated the DS games. I was like Sonic and the Black Knight rant. Or you know what really kind of got the whole thing started, which is probably even how I have the confidence to do these kind of videos, is the Pie Guy Rules shouts out. This motherfucker used to make videos just titled Nickelodeon Rant back in like 2006, and I used to watch them in like 2008. Maybe it was later than that, but he would make videos about like modern SpongeBob and shit like that. And I would just be like, this guy shares all my thoughts. I'd be like 10 years old. This guy shares all my thoughts. And I was like, yes, exactly. And I was a 10-year-old. This guy was probably fucking 14. Like, we were kids. These were children on the internet. And I wanted to be reminiscent of that. You know, I wanted to just be a channel that's like, yeah, fucking this rant. The rant. There was a video called Rant, I remember, that was pretty big. But I digress. What I'm saying is, Chad Lad, I want to say to you, if you're still watching, I appreciate your comment. Again, this is not me trying to be defensive. It just brings up the topic of like DIY versus not DIY. You know, people that know how to do something and are choosing to limit themselves for the sake of creativity, for something aesthetic, or for the sake of the aesthetic, versus someone who is claiming to do that but is only doing that because. But it's truthfully doing that because they just don't know how to actually do it. Like, you can look at my music. Look at my song Gone, for example. Not you personally, Chad, just the royal you, anyone. Look at my song Gone. You know, it's a very professional sounding song, in my opinion. I mean, I made it. I know that it was made to sound professional. My album, or my EP, Cyber Ethics, was made to sound like this clean electronic EP, and it does. I mean, maybe there's some flaws here. I'm still a DIY musician, so you can't get that out of you. But, you know, it's clean and well mixed. I knew what I wanted, and I hope I achieved most of it. But then you listen to like something that came out after that, like on my Newgrounds page, a lot of the stuff on there is more raw. It's more like my newest album, Trial by Moonlight. It's a little bit more raw. It's a little bit more like cooked. It's a little bit more distorted. a little bit more Steve Albini. I wanted it to sound like that. It would sound weird if that was clean, and it would sound weird if cyber ethics was dirty. So, like, you know, it's just the aesthetic that I'm going for. That, you know, doesn't go too deep into making YouTube videos or rants like this. All I'm saying is that these videos aren't meant to be overly edited. I'm working on things that will definitely prove my skills as a creator or something. I already have proven my skills, so I don't really actually feel that. Like, you can go back in my backlog of shit, and you can see that, like, I've done some shit. Maybe it's not the best, but, you know, I'm competent. But you know, it's these videos are not that. They're not supposed to show off my skills. These are just me talking into a microphone. Nothing more, nothing less. I just want to speak to the people, because I don't really have a platform like a podcast or a Let's Play. So I just figured I'd do it myself, and I figured you put some fucking visual stimuli on the screen, some game, you know, people will watch it, I guess. And that's true. I haven't gotten this many views. I mean, other than my Only Plays Animateds, I haven't gotten these many views since ever. So, you know, that's pretty much all I gotta say. It brings up a good point. Well, let me know what you think in the comments. If you have anything to say, I will respond to it if I think it's intriguing. If you have any like point to bring up, let's keep it going. Let's keep the banter going. I want that to be the point of these videos. Honestly, is to just get people to comment on them. Even if we have this small, tiny 5-person community, I've seen like 5 different people comment on these videos, and they've all given their thoughts and stuff. Keep doing that, and if I find it intriguing, I will make a response to it. If it brings up a topic that's been on my mind that I just didn't let's make this like a podcast, like let's make this like a podcast in the form of the game Battleship, where it's like hit, miss. Just lay some shit on my board, and then if it hits, I'll make a video about it. That makes no sense. If that made sense, subscribe. Anyway, have a great day.